And we welcome you back to the Mopar PRI Sprint and Midget Classic. And to get the evening's activities started, Nitto Tires sponsored a drifting exhibition with 3 of the world's best competitors. Up front is Rob Fleming. He's the local favorite. And from Japan, Dei Yoshihara is the second car, and the third belongs to the Swede, Samuel Hübinette. Now, Larry, I know you've done things like this many times before, but did you ever do it on purpose?
No, not on purpose, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want their tire bill. Look at the smoke.
Well, that's why you get Nitto Tires on board, because they can take care of it. And boy, this was a ball to watch, but you didn't want to try to breathe after they were finished. Now, let's talk about Ford Focus Midgets. These guys are going to town right now. We come down for the green flag, and this is the breeding ground where the great USAC drivers come from.
Yeah, these cars all have identical engines. They're all sealed. There's no horsepower advantage to anybody, so it really is a good breeding ground. It makes the drivers really learn to drive the cars, and that's what this series is all about.
And up front, you're looking at Michael Saboro. He is being chased down by the 37 of Casey Riggs, and Chase Scott in the number 4 machine is also coming up on the outside, making a good run. He dips down to the inside now, looking for second place.
Wow, and you can see how loose he got. He got clear 2 wheels down on the inside of that white line. Got the car very loose, but did a nice job hanging on to it and not getting too far sideways.
Again, in the number 4 car, that is Chase Scott moving forward. He missed 3 races. I mean, he didn't even show up. He totally missed 3 races and still won the Carolina-Virginia Ford Focus Series in its first season.
Yeah, and you can see right now Casey Riggs, who's right in front of him, has his eyes full. And look at this. He goes to the outside, tried the outside. That didn't work, so he's going to have to try something else. But Casey Riggs knows he's back there.
Now, to give you an idea of how these machines compare with the USAC National Midget Series, the Midget pole sitter, the fast qualifier, was Tracy Hines at 13.1 seconds, and these guys had a quick time of 14.0 seconds, so just under 1 full second difference between the 2 cars.
Yeah, a lot less horsepower, and here you see, it looks like he's going to make the pass right there as Scott goes around. You know, Riggs just got a little bit high. He went in a couple times, forced him high, and then just went right on around.
Well, the tendency is to push the car as hard as you can and to forget about guarding the bottom side of the racetrack. But at a short bull ring like Orlando Speed World, it's absolutely critical that you protect the low side.
Ricky Ergo back there in that black number 9. Now then he's all over the back of Riggs trying to get around Riggs. And you can see right now, Riggs just comes too far, too wide. Oh, he got tagged. Hake got into the back of him. He's up on the wall. He's almost upside down. Right on the side. Ergo got turned straight into the back straightaway wall. Finally kind of tips over on the cage. But man, look at this. He just got tagged in the back by Hake and then back up on the wall. Once he got up there, he just rode that wall all the way through 3, about halfway through, and then finally came off of it and finally just tipped over on his roof.
I'm not sure if Hake actually caused that himself or he got some help, but Hake won one of the 3 qualifying races as we look at the battle up front between Chase Scott and Michael Saboro, and Scott's going to win it.
Well, Scott just did a great job. He took advantage of that restart, got to the inside, and there was no chance for Saboro to force him down to the inside. And Chase Scott, once he got up even with him, he was not going to be denied.
Saboro has a lot of experience in a lot of different race cars, so we'll see if he can make another run at this. But we talk about climbing the racing ladder. Well, Michael Saboro kind of put his own ladder together. He went from karts to legends, from legends to late models of all things, and from late models to midgets, and he did it all in the first 17 years of his life.
Well, a lot of these young guys anymore have a ton of experience. They start out at the age of 5 or 6 years old in quarter midgets or go-karts, and you get a lot of experience before you get the age where you can drive one of these things, which is 16.
Once again, back at the front of the field, Chase Scott is your leader. He started back in 6th position on the outside of row 3. He's out of Concord, North Carolina, driving the white number 4. He has taken over the lead from Michael Saboro, who won the 8-lap SEMA feature just earlier this evening.
Yeah, and Saboro is actually losing a little ground. You can see there's a little space between those 2 right now. So Scott looks like he's got things well in hand as he's really got that car handling well.
Ryan Smith and Aaron Oakley are battling for 3rd position right now. Oakley is out of Greensburg, Indiana. That's about 90 minutes southeast of Indianapolis, and he has one of only 3 bullet chassis in the field.
Yeah, meanwhile, back up front, it just looks like Scott motoring away at will as that thing really tied to the racetrack. That's a beast chassis. It's very, very quick.
Are these cars flat out all the way around the racetrack?
No, they all have to brake. Every one of them has to brake in the corner. These, the sprint cars, the midgets, because you do get up enough speed and the corners are sharp enough that you'll have to get some slowdown going into the corners.
Michael Saboro out of Watertown, New York, the only guy with an opportunity to chase down our leader, who is Chase Scott in the number 4 Real Race Cars machine. It's a Beast chassis, and they've had no problems getting manufacturers involved. Beast is making chassis for this. Bullet, Hawk, Kevin Conway, he built his own chassis as well as Stealth.
And that's a good thing to have a lot of different cars in there. You can see that some of these guys farther back in the field starting to work their way up. Ricky Ergo in that black number 9 running in 3rd right now. White flag is out.
And Chase Scott has a comfortable lead over Michael Saboro. However, Ryan Smith has lost 3rd position. Aaron Oakley has gone by, and you're looking at the leader, Chase Scott, coming out of turn number 4, and he will take the Ford Focus feature.
Pumping that fist, pretty happy. You can see Casey Riggs fell back, but Smith and Oakley both moved up near the end of the race.
And Doc Riley is standing at the finish line with our winner.
We were kind of skeptical coming into tonight, unsure about what the track's going to do. Figured it'd be a little greasy, so we tightened the car up, and I guess it's just the right combination tonight. My crew chief Derek did a great job, my brother Ryan, and the whole Real Race Cars crew, and you know, we couldn't do it without them guys. Seed Trap and J&L Industrial Supplies, especially Simpson Race World keeps me protected him in that race car. Jack Sizemore Travel Land. You know, I got to thank Ford for giving me the opportunity to run the Focus Series. It's a great stepping stone to get in the midgets, and especially Steve Lewis for putting on this thing with performance racing industry. You know, I can't say enough about the crowd here, and I just think it's fantastic.
Earlier tonight, the Race Seaver Legends took to the racetrack for their feature event, and I'll tell you, he's absolutely right observing the incredible crowd that we have here in Orlando. Take a look around the outside of this racetrack. I was going to say it's standing room only, but I took a walk around here, Larry. There's no place to stand.
There absolutely is no place to stand. It's unbelievable. They had 7,200 seats. I know they ran out of tickets, and a lot of people bought pit passes and are standing around the outside of the racetrack in the corners, so it's amazing.
Corey Abbott is your leader in the Legends feature.
And right behind him is Nick Pistone, C.E. Falk, back there in 3rd. All 3 of those cars nose to tail. Uh-oh, Pistone got a little sideways right there, a little wiggle, and Falk's going to go around him.
And I wonder if he got a little help in that as Falk went down to the low side coming out of turn number 4. But these are very hard compound tires, and so the driver's got his hands full.
Well, he certainly does. They're narrow, they're hard, and that's part of the mystique. That's what makes a good race car driver come out of this series. You've really got to have your car handling, and you've got to be able to handle a car that doesn't have a lot of grip.
And so you can continue to take a look at the different speeds that we're looking at here as we see another challenge for the lead down in turn number 4. These guys have a fast lap of 15.6 seconds. The Focuses ran 14 seconds flat, and the Midgets 13.1.
Yeah, and Falk just got around. Pistone's going to follow him. Once Abbott got to the outside, both of those guys freight trained him, got by. So Falk now with a pretty good lead.
So Falk is in 1st position. Nick Pistone has moved up to 2nd, and your leader, Corey Abbott, has now dropped back to 3rd place, and we'll have to wait and watch.
And Pistone is gaining on him. Once he got around, he's gained a car length that last lap. Now then he'll gain another car length, and he'll be right on his tailpipe.
5 laps remain in the Legends feature, and the Mopar PRI Sprint and Midget Classic is run in conjunction with and basically as a service of the Performance Racing Industry Show down here in Orlando. So it's the first year that it's moved to Orlando, and it's been a wonderful treat for everyone as we see a big mess down in turns 1 and 2. That is number 1, Andy Diggs from Maryville, Tennessee, and also Brandon Thompson of Florida got caught up in that mess. He started back in 21st position.
Yeah, you can see both those guys get going again, but they didn't even bring the yellow flag out. They both got off the racetrack in time. Meanwhile, back up front, we still got a battle as Pistone all over our leader.
Just 3 laps remain for C.E. Falk in 1st position. Nick Pistone is in 2nd, and Corey Abbott in a distant 3rd position. He has dropped back several car lengths now.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of distance back there. Pistone looks like he gains for a couple of laps, then he loses for a couple of laps. Not much time to go as the white flag comes out. He better go after him pretty quick.
So Pistone will close up as they go through turns 1 and 2, and maybe he can get a little bit of a run here. It's his last opportunity at the checkered flag, and he bumps him. Nick Pistone bumps into C.E. Falk. Corey Abbott will take over the lead and the checkered flag. What a finish that is.
Unbelievable. He didn't touch him very hard, but hard enough to turn them both around. Tough break.
Well, congratulations Corey Abbott, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Hey, man, congratulations, boy. What a race.
Yeah, that was a great race, you know. Clay Heron, he drove me clean. I got to thank him for that.
How long you been running Legend Cars?
I think this is my full second year, and I'm loving it. I think I'll be back next year.
It's a little different here on this track. First time you ever been to Orlando Speedway?
No, this is actually my home track, so I had a good advantage. I was track champion here, and you know, Clay Heron and all those guys, big dog names, and I was just glad I could run with them.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, $50,000 is still on the line if Josh Wise elects to go to the back of the sprint car field. We'll find out next.